Alright everybody, welcome back to another video here in the world of Explorer. Today we're going to be playing the Greasefang combo deck, the Mardu version. So Greasefang is a 3-mana 4/3 that says at the beginning of combat on your turn, return target vehicle from the graveyard to the battlefield, it gains haste, and then it returns to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. So this is a big combo with Parhelion 2, and this is a 5-mana, or a 5/5 flying vigilance with first strike. And when it attacks, you make two 4/4 angels that are attacking as well. And it has crew 4, which is perfect with Greasefang. So we're trying to basically get Parhelion into our bin, reanimate it with a Greasefang, and kill our opponent very quickly. How do we do that? We have Sorens that reanimate Greasefang, same with Can't Stay Away. We have Blood Tithe Harvesters, which we can use the blood tokens to put Parhelion into the bin. Deadly Dispute quickly gets us quicker to our combo pieces. And then Fable of the Mirror Breaker allows us to discard cards. Stitcher Supplier mills us heavily. And so we're trying to get that combo together so we can kill our opponent. Now, the sideboard has a couple interesting things. It's got 2 red cap melees for mono red decks or any of the red aggressive decks. 3 Abrade for the opposing hate, such as Grafdigger's Cage and the like. 2 Vanishing Verses, or 3 Vanishing Verses, because these are great against most decks except for like the Fires of Invention Yorion deck. Rydane is great against the control decks. Duress is great against the control decks along with Go Blank. Fry kills Planeswalkers as well as is a favorite of mine against the mono Blue Spirits deck. And yeah, this deck's going to be a ton of fun. I'm looking forward to playing it. Thanks so much for tuning in and thanks for pioneering Explorer with me. We'll see you in the first match. Alright, here we are in match number 1 with Greasefang. This hand is great. It's got early Disruption in the form of Thoughtseize, or Mill, and Greasefang, so can't complain about this. We're just looking for a Parhelion now. Ooh, don't love seeing other Thoughtseizes, but realistically our deck is pretty good at dealing with those. You know, if they take Greasefang, we can reanimate it with Sorin. If they take something else, like, it's pretty good. They're probably going to take Thoughtseize or maybe Greasefang. We'll have to see, but I don't mind our mono-black matchup as long as they don't have too much disruption and removal. Luckily, our Thoughtseize can get some of that out of the way, though they might actually be taking Thoughtseize here. Okay, well, we are going to just start off with a Stitcher Supplier. Hopefully mill a Parhelion, but milling Greasefang is fine. We're looking to get a land at some point here, though. Getting to Deadly Dispute the Stitcher Supplier is going to be really nice. So let's just go ahead and attack for 1 and pass the turn. Warlock class on turn 2, eh? This is an interesting... I don't see a lot of the mono-black aggro decks running this. Okay, Underworld Dreams is pretty good. We're definitely going to do this in response to not take extra damage. Okay, didn't mill any Parhelions yet. There's a Parhelion. But we don't have a good way of getting it into the bin yet. So we need to keep that in mind. I think we're just going to... we don't have any of our vehicles. Just vehicles in our hand. So I'm going to play a tapped Blood Crypt. And I don't really want to expose our Greasefang to removal, so we're just going to pass. We have time, we're not under any real pressure, so we have time to get to the things that we need to get to. I mean, even just dropping Sorin and starting to gain some life and ping them can provide us a decent amount of pressure and life buffer, because this is going to be slowly killing us. But the main thing that we're looking for is some way to discard cards, hopefully in 1 turn. Like, Fable of the Mirror Breaker lets us discard, but that takes 2 turns to do it, it's a little slower. So hopefully we draw some way to discard a card. Even Thoughtseizing wouldn't be terrible. I have definitely Thoughtseized myself and discarded a Parhelion just to make sure I could combo off that turn. Not ideal play, but sometimes that happens. Our opponent is definitely in the tank right now. I wonder if their hand is just so full of disruption that they don't have much to actually aggro us with. Which honestly is not a big deal for us. We're kind of cool with that. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone tuning into the videos. It's been a ton of fun doing them. As you can see, I've got a different background. This is going to be getting decorated over the next couple days. I put some posters up. They kept falling down. It was making me angry, and I said, screw it, let's just make a video without them, and then we'll figure that out later. Also, I'm trying to work on the audio. I'm trying to level it up a little bit, because it seems like people are enjoying the videos, and I want to bring them high-quality stuff. They put Gifted Aetherborn and Meat Hook into the bin. So probably another removal spell, or maybe it's an... Okay. Yeah, we're cool with that. Concealed Courtyard. Interesting. I think I'm going to play Blightstep. I guess we'll go Blackside. It doesn't really matter particularly here. But let's just play a Sword. And we are going to... Actually, you know what we could do? No, let's just start by pinging them. Yeah, let's start by pinging them this turn. And then next turn, we can reanimate our Blood Tithe Harvester, make a Blood Token, use the Blood Token to discard a Parhelion, and then play a Greasefang all at the same time. That's weird that this is showing up, because I can't really target it. That's very funny. Okay. That is fine. Let's just go ahead and -2 Sorin, getting out a Blood Tithe Harvester, make a Blood Token, use said Blood Token to discard Parhelion. We'll take a damage off of Underworld Dreams. We have to be careful. We're getting a little low. And then we will just play a Greasefang. They know about the Greasefang. They're tapped out. They can't really do much about it. And then I will play Blightstep just so that I can keep up a Fatal Push. We'll go to combat. We will reanimate the Parhelion. We will then crew it with Greasefang. And this is exactly what the deck's trying to do. And what's really nice is suddenly our life total is insanely high because Sorin comboed with these cards is pretty gross. We're going to go back up to 19 health. And this is going to be really tough because we have another way to return a Blood Tithe Harvester to our hand, getting a Blood Token so we can re-discard. So it just got a lot harder for them to win this game. We'll have to see what they can do. If they keep chaining Grey Merchants, that might be difficult, but I still think we're just going to gain so much life off of Sorin. Yeah, like, what do you take here? You take, like, Fable of the Mirror Breaker and be sad about it. Can't take one of my vehicles unless you have Graveyard removal. Yeah, Fatal Push is fine. They're not really doing a whole lot to us. So that's, I mean, yeah, a deck like this that had such a slow start out the gate is just going to lose so hard to a deck like this. So what are we bringing in? Probably Duresses. I'm going to bring in 2 Abrades on the off chance that they are playing like Grafdigger's Cage type cards. And then let's take out 2 Fatal Pushes. It didn't seem like they had tons of aggression on their side. Let's take out... Actually, on the play, I don't think I want Duress... Or on the draw, I don't think I want Duresses, because it mostly targets Thoughtseize. No, I'm going to go with 1 Duress and get rid of 1 Deadly Dispute. So we just slightly reduced our removal and barely touched our combo pieces. And so hopefully, with our added removal, this will be a good spot for us. Okay. Man. This hand is intriguing. I think I have to keep it. I don't want to go to 6 and risk a bad hand against somebody who's playing cards like that. So they can take my Thoughtseize if they want, or my Abrade or something. Like, it's not ideal if, yeah, they take Thoughtseize. I'm just gonna play this tapped. No, I'm gonna pay the life. Keeping up a Fatal Push doesn't seem too bad here. And I don't think the life's gonna matter in the long run. Yep, Warlock Class is great. Another Thoughtseize, eh? What do you get rid of this time? Probably a Braid. But it depends if they have graveyard removal. Okay. Ooh, not a great draw. I'll say that much. Alright, we'll just play this. Yeah, let's just play this tapped and pass. So this is the sort of hands you have to be careful of. When they have that much disruption, your combo hands can become very bad if they can disrupt it. So you have to be careful about that sort of thing. Oof. Not the best draws, that's for sure. Maybe we're just gonna get to turn 8 and just play up our Hellion. That would be hilarious. But this mono black deck is pretty interesting. I love Grey Merchant of Asphodel. That card's so cool. Yeah, they're not doing a whole lot, but the problem with that is neither are we. Which is certainly less than ideal. But we'll have to see. Okay, Takenuma, they have 4 cards in hand. Another Thoughtseize. We're running out of good stuff for them to Thoughtseize, honestly. Like, they're so aggressively interested in preventing our combo that they're really not doing anything. Oh, that was a really good draw. So, we're going to play this tapped. Fable of the Mirror Breaker is going to be so good. Let's see if we can... I'm a little bit worried about them having Graveyard Disruption. I don't know. They might have foregone it because of the amount of Thoughtseizes and Duresses they bring in. So it's hard to say for sure. But they know that Fable's going to put at least 1 Parhelion into the bin. Yeah, that we're cool with. Alright, so let's actually discard Parhelion in a land. I'm worried if they can remove our graveyard that it'll significantly weaken what we're trying to do. Let's play another Fable, get in there for 2, and hold up in a Braid. Interesting. We're just looking for a Greasefang or a way to... Yeah, basically just a Greasefang is what we're looking for now. And we're just going to keep digging until we get there. What do they have? A removal spell? Looks like it a little bit. This time I will actually respond and kill your Gifted Aetherborn, because that is for sure what you're coming for. Now you get to choose one of my 2 really good artifacts to put into the bin. Oh no. Yeah, I would have liked to keep that in hand just because I can actually play it, but yeah, this is all fine. So the question becomes, do we discard Blood Tithe Harvester? And I think we... I think we do. Well, that's fine then. We need to be careful. We are starting to get a little low on health. We're just gonna play Blood Tithe. We're gonna use the Blood Token. Discard this. Draw another Blood Tithe. Okay. We'll play the Blood Tithe. I still think we're in a great spot. Like I said, like I was saying, this deck can still just win, even without its combo, if our opponent's spending all their resources disrupting our combo. Yeah, like, they tried their best to disrupt the combo, and we killed them with not combos. Alright, here we are with a match with the Greasefang deck. This hand is slow, but I am going to keep it. We're on the draw. That's the main reason why I'm willing to keep it. And we have a Blood Tithe Harvester. We're also very, very strong against any form of, like, hand disruption, really. Like, they can't kill all our... And just, like, creature removal, they can't kill all our stuff. Ooh, that was a good draw. So now we're going to pay 2 life. We're going to play out our Blood Tithe Harvester. We can't combo this turn, unfortunately. But we can definitely combo next turn. And so... Ooh, that changes things a little. So let's just go ahead and... Let's start with a Thoughtseize. Let's just see what we got going on over here. Ooh. They have 3 mana. Yeah, I think we have to take Disallow. Do we want to take Disallow? So my thought process right now is we can get around creature removal fine. But that also means we can get around counter spells fine. So I think we actually get rid of the... Let's just get rid of one Murderous Rider. Play out Takenuma. Slay for 3. And then end the turn. Now let's see what they do. Because they don't have the mana for Disallow. Okay, they do now. So that was an unfortunate draw. But they had to spend 3 life to do it, and... Oh, man. You must not actually realize what deck I'm playing, or you would not have played that card. Because I'm just going to discard a Parhelion. On my turn, I'm actually going to sack the Blood Tithe Harvester. It's not good into Nicobolas. And we can use the Blood token to get our Parhelion back into the bin. Oh, interesting. The rare time that the double... the double one is unfortunate. Alright, let's just play Greasefang out. Go to combat. I think we're going to reanimate a Parhelion. Suit it up with Greasefang and slay for just a ton of damage. They can forego blocking and go to 1. Which is, yeah, I figure that's what they would do. 2, yep. And then... I think I'm going to play Takenuma out, as unfortunate as it is, keeping this Takenuma, so that I can discard Parhelion end of turn. And that's a way... Yeah, that's enough from them. Interesting deck that they're running. Some sort of Grixis control deck. We'll definitely bring in Duresses. Go blank seem good. And, interesting. I think Vanishing Verses are going to be terrible. But I think Abrades are going to be necessary because I think they're going to be running a lot of frustrating graveyard disruption in the form of artifacts. We're going to take out 4 Fatal Pushes. It hits the Nicobolas, and that's about it. Let's drop 1 Fable, 1 Deadly Dispute, and I actually think we're going to drop 1 Sky Sovereign. And we're going to ship it. Let's see how this game goes. We're going to be on the draw, which does affect the hands that we keep a little bit. It actually lets us keep slightly worse hands. Yeah, this hand's good. It's very slow, but it's got plenty of disruption, and that's kind of what we're looking for. So, let's just go Concealed Courtyard, and show me what you got, dude. Fatal Push. Costs 1 less to cast if opponent controls no basic lands. Interesting. I think I'm just going to get rid of Fatal Push. Watery Grave. Ooh, interesting. Okay, I'm just going to play out Blood Tithe now. And we do want to hit our land drop here this turn pretty badly. Very interesting. Let's go ahead and sack the Blood token. And I think I'm going to... Yeah, let's discard Parhelion. And we just really want to hit a land drop. That's about all we're looking for. Ugh. And it tapped our black. I should have probably kept black up, actually, now that I think about it, but not a huge problem. Alright, well, we're 1 good draw away from... And we couldn't have comboed anyway, because they could have killed it with Hagra Mauling. Like, yeah, they can spend it on that if they like. I'm intrigued by what's the 2 cards that we don't know in their hand. Yeah, we're gonna have to find out. What do they got in response? A Disallow? Yeah, that's fine. But once they start... Ooh, what do you take here? Probably just Greasefang. That would be the one that makes more sense. Though they have to be careful of Sorin. I'm gonna hover Sorin just so that they might be a little less likely to take Greasefang. Because they know I can get it back? Yeah, I didn't think that would work. Okay, well, the lands... This is getting a little scary. I'm gonna mill 3 lands here, watch. 1 land. Okay, well, that was good. It got some of the non-lands I needed out of the way, and put another Parhelion into the bin. Oh, they didn't want to play Nicol Bolas this turn. So that makes me think that they have a counter spell. But they don't have the red mana for Kroxa. Oh, they wouldn't have had the mana for Nicol Bolas anyway. They're out of red. But still, you would, with Castle Vantress, you probably want to pay the 3 life. You're not under any pressure from me. I think that was a misplay. I think you want to just try to scry and get a red land because you need to play Nicol Bolas. Like, if you're not doing anything, and I'm not doing anything, I will likely win that in the long run. They can draw like that, but they are taking damage from that, and something you have to be careful of. Alright, let's just pay 2 life. I'm going to play out the Fable, because next turn I'd love to be able to discard cards to potentially draw into a land to play Sorin and get back Greasefang, so we can mess our opponent up. Alright, well, they had enough. Alright, we are back with the Greasefang deck. We will be on the play. Ugh. I think this is the type of hand we can't keep. It just doesn't do anything. See, this hand is... Well... This hand is not much better. If our opponent also mulliganed... I actually think I keep it. And the reason why is if our opponent mulliganed, then Thoughtseize becomes a lot better. This might be just a terrible option. If it doesn't work out, you can flame me in the comments. I'll accept it. This is a bold keep, especially on the play. But I think I'm going to start with a Thoughtseize. See what we're up against. Yeah, I think we just kill Bone Crusher. This hand does not seem great against mono red unless we literally draw a red land here. Not quite. Oh no, there goes my lands. This might have been a terrible keep. Let's see what they do. They drew a Bone Crusher. That's annoying. And we discarded... Ooh, land is good. We'll pay 2 life for the land. Play the Blood Tithe Harvester out. We still, despite all those mills, did not get to a Parhelion, or even, for that matter, a boat. So that's too bad. Though this is going to be annoying for them. They can't attack with Fervent Champion here. An intriguing draw. I think we just play out our Blood Tithe Harvester and pass. And we're just going to play this defensive. We've paid some life with Blood Crypt. We've taken some damage. We need to keep in mind Skewer the Critics. They also have a Play with Fire. Yeah, I'll block here. I don't care. You think I care? Now if you play with Fire on my Blood Tithe... Wait, why didn't it let me... Oh, I forgot. That's only as a sorcery. Of course, of course. Now... I think I just play Fable. I don't want to put Greasefang into a situation where Skewer the Critics can kill it. So we just need to hold out a little longer. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so our best draw... Yep, we're getting kind of low. We definitely discard Thoughtseize. I actually think we keep Sorin because it can give lifelink. Yikes. I think I just play Greasefang out. Just a defensive Greasefang. Alright. Defensive Greasefang it is. You can play out your little Bone Crushy. Little Bone Crusher. Intriguing. So now the question becomes... I actually think I attack with the Goblin so I can play a Sorin out and get back a Blood Tithe Harvester. Oh, they didn't block. They're worried about a trick. I just wanted a treasure. Get tricked on. We're gonna -2 this. Get out our Blood Tithe Harvester. And now we have some decent options. We can start, like, discarding stuff to blood tokens. We have a decent amount of defense. We have 2 Greasefangs if they try to kill our Greasefangs. Intriguing attack. Let's go like this. I'm sure that they have, like, a Ember Cleave or something. I don't know what else it would be. But let's just go like this, this, and this. Call these blocks good. I'm sure they're gonna Ember Cleave us here. There's no reason. There's no... Yeah, okay. Who do they equip it to? Yep. And I die. Darn! Alright, let's go into game number 2. We're gonna go Red Cat Melees. We are going to get Vanishing Verses. And 3 Abrades. Let's get rid of Thoughtseizes, because that card's not great in this matchup. Deadly Dispute dropped down by 1. Let's drop 1 Fable. 1 Can't Stay Away. And I think 1 Sky Sovereign. And I think that'll be good. Alright, let's go into game number 2. Alright, here we are in game number 2. Let's play first. Can't keep a hand with no black and bunch of black cards. This hand we will keep. I think we just put Can't Stay Away on the bottom. That's tough. We're on the play, so we don't want to drop a land. Let's just get rid of Can't Stay Away. Play a tap Sacred Foundry past the turn. And we'll play a Blood Tithe. See how this goes. Could easily die to a Play with Fire or something, but that's okay. It's the risk we take. Hey, we can see the future. I wish I couldn't, though. Yep, you can zap us for 2. Interesting. Yeah, let's just play a Stitcher Supplier. Ooh, Parhelion and Greasefang. Oh, that was so sick. So next turn we can combo, because we can Sorin out the Greasefang and attack with Parhelion. And it's going to gain us 13 life and end the game. So that's pretty good. We need to hope that they don't have a way to kill our Greasefang at instant speed. They can't do it with any of their 1-mana spells, because I assume they're not playing the Spell Mastery. That's fine. I wasn't blocking with that dude anyway. Also fine. None of this stuff matters. You can get me for 2, and then we will super murder you with a Sorin. Bonk. Bonk. It's -3. Get back a Greasefang. Get out a Parhelion. Crew the Parhelion. Attack for 13 and gain 13 life. This deck is insane. They have had enough. We're going to go to game 3. Haha! Greasefang! Fanging them with grease. On the draw, do we change anything? No, I don't think so. Let's go to game number 3. Against Soul Patch. It's a good name. Yeah, if you guys have any advice on backgrounds, equipment, anything like that, you let me know. I'm gonna keep this hand. I'm just trying to get better at this, trying to figure out the best way to improve the channel in a bunch of different ways. So you just keep me updated. Interesting. Greasefang wasn't the best draw of all time. I'm cool with them attacking for 2. Well, I'm a little bit worried about a light up the stage, but I think it's fine. I think I'd rather save red cap melee. Yeah, I still think I'd rather save red cap melee, though. I wish I wasn't always right, you know what I mean, guys? I wish I wasn't always right. Ooh. We'll definitely play a Stitcher Supplier. Parhelion? No Parhelions. That's okay. If they play a Chandra, we actually get to kill it with red cap melee, so... That's one of the hidden benefits about this card, is it hits all the Chandra Planeswalkers. Why do you keep killing those things? That doesn't even make sense. Like, you want your... I get you kind of want your, like... your value out of them, and now you're losing Chandra. Alright, dude. If that makes you happy, it makes you happy. We're gonna play out our Fable. And the reason we're playing Fable here... I know we're not having red cap melee held up, but... we just need to get to our combo pieces. Our combo pieces are gonna be what wins us the game. Yeah, I think we just take 4 here. And then what else you got? Light up the stage. There you go, you got your 3rd land drop. Alright, so let's discard 2 lands. Okay. I think we're just gonna play a Stitcher Supplier. This card's insane, by the way. Parhelion? No Parhelions, eh? In this case, we actually play a tapped Sacred Foundry and hold up red cap melee. I don't need a... do we attack here? No, let's just play it safe. We're eventually going to get to our combo. We have another trigger off Stitcher Supplier when it dies to get through 3 more cards. Yeah, we're definitely going to kill the on-crop crash. I can't say anything today. I can't actually use words. That's too bad. We don't want them to be able to make our Stitcher Supplier not able to block. Because that's going to be a huge part of how we actually get out of this. And I think we're just not blocking with the other one yet. Save some life. Mill 3. Parhelion? No Parhelions still. Okay. That's annoying. That's annoying. Now we just play a tapped Inspiring Vantage and play out a Fable the Mirror Breaker. From here on, we won't be playing our lands. We'd like to keep them up for discarding to Fable. So we're going to keep Lightstaff. Not that we could play it anyway, but... yep, you can Bone Crusher that. That's fine. They're low on resources, and we're kind of high on lands, so... a bit of a trade-off. If they attack with both Fervent Champions, I'm going to double block. Because that actually allows me to block the Fervent Champion next turn. If they have a removal spell, that's annoying. If they have, like, a Play with Fire. But I think this is the best option. Yeah. Like I said, I wish I wasn't always right. I just wish I wasn't such a genius all the time. I think we're actually discarding a Greasefang. Alright, we'll play out a Greasefang. And then we'll play out the Concealed Courtyard. These draws have been less than ideal. We went through a huge portion of our deck. Eventually, we will find the Parhelion. No blocks. We don't want them to be able to kill Greasefang with a burn spell. And if they have, like, double Skewer or something, or Skewer plus Play with Fire, that's all we could really... there's nothing we can do to stop that. Alright, well, we gotta roll the dice with Takenuma. I think the best card... I don't know what the best card to hit is. I mean, Parhelion's great. And then what do we put into our hand? We did hit Parhelion, that's really nice. I'm just worried about our life total now. Let's just put a Blood Tithe Harvester into our hand so that we can get a blood token to use to discard the Parhelion when we get it back. And if they have a way to kill that's fine. They got lots of Bone Crushers. Let's go ahead and return Parhelion. Crew it up. Get in there. This gives us also a bunch of big blockers. Whew! This has been a scary game, and we are certainly not out of the woods yet. I will play this land. Remember when I said I wasn't playing lands anymore? I lied to everybody. Every single one of you. I lied to you. And I'm hopeful that you can forgive me one day. So, what are the chances we survive this turn? Like, 32%? An intriguing attack. We'll go to blockers. They for sure have an Ember Cleave is my assumption. So we're going to double block one of them. It doesn't really change much, but they have to have an Ember Cleave. Yup. Okay. This means... I don't think we die here, though. No, we don't. Which means they do die here. Haha! We got there with the mono red. That was a stressful game. Alright, here we are back with the Greasefang deck. We won the die roll. We're going to play first. Don't think we can keep this hand. There's no way to get... Well... No, I'm going to keep it. It's got removal. It's got all the combo pieces except for just a way to get Parhelion into the bin. So let's just have this enter tapped. And we can easily draw, like a Blood Tithe Harvester will do it. Yeah, and we're very much so fine against Thoughtseize right here. Multiple Thoughtseize is getting rid of like all of these would be annoying, but that's a lot of resources that they'd be spending to do that. Land is good. So now I think we... Man, I really don't want to play Greasefang into a removal spell. No, I don't think so. Can't imagine that's what we want to do, so... Let's go ahead and just pass and see what they're up to. We still have a Fatal Push. Graveyard Trespassers, fine enough. If... Destroy a creature, instead if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn. So I do not have a permanent that I control leave the battlefield yet. Interesting. So, here's the question. I don't think I just want to play out a Sorin. I think I'd rather go land on Blightstep, Thoughtseize them, get rid of their Fable. Yeah, they have a ton of... Is there a way to tell if Revolt's been triggered? I know it didn't trigger here, but I'm curious if there's a way to tell. Like, they can't even Den of the Bugbear here. Yep, and then here's the plan. End of turn, I'm going to Fatal Push the Graveyard Trespasser. Depending on if they play anything. You playing anything here? I just don't want them to be able to kill my Greasefang, because I'm going to put a little bit of my... I'm going to put a lot of resources into comboing off this turn. Because I'm going to... Okay, see, that's exactly what we wanted to see. So we are going to target the Graveyard Trespasser, discard Parhelion to the ward cost, play out Greasefang. Okay, they had enough. All right, let's go to game number 2 then. 3 Abrades come in immediately. Vanishing Verses are going to be great. I think we want to go down on Thoughtseizes. They're not combo-y. Our Thoughtseizes are just meant to stop people from stopping us as easily. And we have a lot of ways around removal. Like, we're not super worried about removal. Let's drop two Fatal Pushes and keep our combo strong. Because we brought in 4 removal spells, so taking out some of our worst removal spells is fine. Like, it hits the Blood Tithe Harvester and not a ton else, so... Alright, this hand is terrible. I can't keep that hand. Interesting. This hand is one of the few times we're on the draw. If we were on the play, it would be a little bit more difficult to put a land on the bottom. But I just don't think we want to ship a land, or ship our good combo cards. Blood Tithe Harvester's fine. We will Fatal Push it. I know we cut Fatal Pushes because we weren't too worried about this interaction, but I'm also a liar, as we've discovered. I will play a Seer Step, pass the turn, holding up in a Braid. I don't even know what I want them to play. Like a Graveyard Trespasser would be fine. Though I do need to draw a white land at some point. I'm more than happy just holding up in a Braid, though. They got rid of Heartless Act. So they got removal for days. So this is going to be a grindy one. I'm assuming Sky Sovereign is going to be pretty good here to play. Okay, Fable's good. I'm not going to, like, kill this with the Braid or anything. We got our white land, so that's not the worst. It's just a little slow. And if we draw another land, we can actually just play out our Sky Sovereign. Which might be great. We'll have to see. They love their hand. Yikes. I don't like that. Let's see what else they play. So how are we... What's our game plan to win this game? They didn't do anything. So they're all just removal. Okay. Blood Tithe Harvester is a good card to draw when they're playing all removal. Mono removal control. Honestly, I love when my opponents side in, like, all stuff to deal with my stuff. Like... I actually... Man, is that crazy? I think I'm going to... No, I have to let that resolve. I need a way to kill the Kiki Jiki. I wanted to potentially abrade my own creature and fizzle their adventure spell, but I just don't think that's worth it. Alright, so then we will go ahead and go to blockers, past damage, yep. And then... Ooh, Chandra. Okay, that's pretty good. Does this hit Planeswalkers? It does. They're making it a little difficult on me. Okay. The Hand of All Removal is actually being kind of annoying now. The question is, what do we get rid of? Man, I don't really want to get rid of Sky Sovereign. I actually think we get rid of... I think we get rid of a Braid. Weirdly enough, we just want to draw land and just start dropping Sky Sovereigns. I'm not trying to combo with Greasefang because that's like a non-starter in a way. Interesting. That's actually fine. Let's get our Blood Tithe Harvester back. Yeah, that's cool. If they want to kill it or something, I'm totally fine with that. I'm totes malotes cool with that. Man, they must have so much removal in their hand. That's hilarious. So now I'm definitely going to discard Parhelion to a blood token. We just want to draw land. This is a little scary for them because it makes their removal on Greasefang a little bit worse. I don't think that's what they want to do. Yep, we'll go to their turn. I mean, they do get to untap with a Reflections, so we don't like that. What? They're adding mana. Ooh, that's got to be a little scary for us. Yeah, you can copy Bone Crusher with Reflections. And hit me for 6. So the hand where they are all removal is good if I'm hitting my land drops. Like, if I was able to play Sky Sovereign into Sky Sovereign, that's just very different than when I'm doing nothing. And sadly, I have to pay life now. Yeah, I'm dead here. Alright, let's go to game number 3. I couldn't hit him with the GG after. Alright, on the draw, let's bring in the Fatal Pushes back. I think that was a mistake. They're running so much removal. Actually, Red Cap Melees might be good instead of Fatal Push. There's not much it doesn't hit. It doesn't hit the Graveyard Trespasser, but that's fine. I think we want to drop a Fable and drop a Deadly Dispute. Yeah, I think I actually like reducing my combo power just a little bit for more removal against this deck. Though I'm not entirely sure. We're exploring this together, if you will. Yep, we're gonna go first. Hand's fine. We're gonna start with a Blood Crypt tapped. Just save our 2 life, because we have 2 fast lands that we'll be playing over the next couple turns. Let's just get out our Blood Tithe Harvester. Fatal Push? Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. Okay. Play Inspiring Vantage. And I actually think we just play Can't Stay Away and get a Blood Tithe back. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Like, if they have another removal spell, we're cool with that. Yeah, Fatal Pushing, that's great. We're getting a good amount of advantage out of what's going on right now. Okay. We're definitely going to... Yeah, there's nothing we could do to stop that. Let's just go ahead and discard Blood Crypt. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Alright, let's play this on its black side. And I think we're going to play Fable here. We don't have anything good that we want to discard to the Graveyard Trespasser, so it doesn't seem as necessary to keep that up right now, and we have nothing in our graveyard that we're worried about the Trespasser, like, exiling. Ooh, a second one's a little scary. Yep, that's fine. Yep, no blocks. I don't think we can red cap this. No, let's just hold off. See what we draw. Greasefang. Intriguing. Let's get rid of Red Cap Melee, draw a new card. Everything going on right now is very intriguing. So let me think for 1 second. So my thought process is there's no real good way to get a creature into our bin to animate with Greasefang. So what I think I'm going to do is kill one of the graveyard trespassers. Discarding the Blight Step? Yep, that resolves. And then I think I just want to attack with the Goblin, make a treasure, and then that lets me Deadly Dispute. Jeez, okay. Glad we kept our graveyard safe. All right. They got a lot of stuff going on right now. So my thought process now is, what do we sack to Deadly Dispute? I think we just sack the treasure and hope to draw Parhelion. We didn't, but we actually got something that might work. We shall see. We're going to play Stitcher's Supplier and hope to hit a Parhelion. Sky Sovereign. Actually, that'll do. That'll do just fine. So let's just play out a Greasefang. Let's reanimate our Sky Sovereign. Have it deal 3 damage to ye old Trespasser. And then discard a Sacred Foundry. And then animate it with Greasefang. Get in there. And then kill the Blood Tithe Harvester. I don't want to discard my Greasefang to the Graveyard Trespasser. And we can play around its graveyard removal abilities by just waiting on the blood token. So I think this puts us in a nice spot. It's funny because Graveyard Trespasser, the ward seems like it's just like really good for the card, but sometimes it just is a net negative. Like here we can see it's just been good multiple times where we can just discard a card we want, as long as we're just being careful about how we're doing it. Like, if they attack with the Graveyard Trespasser, it doesn't do anything. Alright, that is it. We got there. Alright, let's talk about the deck. See what we liked, what we didn't like. The main board, I really liked all our 1-drops. I like the Can't Stay Away. It has more benefits than just getting back Greasefang. It came up a couple times with Blood Tithe. I really like Fables. I think the main board's great. The only thing I would consider is taking out 1 Takenuma. There was, in my various games, there was one time where having 2 Takenumas was problematic, but I don't think it was a big deal. And then for the sideboard, I really liked the Vanishing Verses. The Go Blanks didn't seem too great, but I didn't play against much that would be good against them. I actually like the Red Cap melees. The mono red deck's just pretty aggressive. I think Redain would come out. I actually never thought there was a time where Redain was any good. And I think Redain comes out for either a Duress or a Red Cap melee, depending on the type of decks you're finding. Because Duress is not just good against control, it's good against the combo decks and stuff like that. So, just something to keep in mind. Alright everybody, well thanks so much for watching the video. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video, follow me on Twitter. I'm going to start doing giveaways on Twitter, so make sure you follow me to get some more information. And I also tweet out when a new video comes out. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you the next time we decide to Pioneer Explorer together.